So let's start. Hi, it's a pleasure to be here talking for you today. My name is Vinicius Souza. Today I will talk about a set of principles, approaches, and practices that can help us to build more resilient systems. I will show some examples of implementations, some techniques that can help us to deliver a good experience for the users. And to start, let me introduce myself. My name is Vinicius Souza. I'm Brazilian, born in Belo Horizonte. I've been living in Rio de Janeiro for the last 3 years, and I'm working as a software engineer at Global.com. And I work in Global.com in the web media platform. The web media platform in the Global.com is responsible to deliver video content for more than 100 million of Brazilians, and we serve a dozen of products. And this is my GitHub. I put my social links here. So to start, let's go to the basics. So what is a bulletproof thing? How we can describe a bulletproof thing? We know that Luke Cage is a bulletproof guy. It's not surprised, but in fact, what is a bulletproof thing? We hear a lot of terms around with the word bulletproof, like a bulletproof vest, a bulletproof diet is a new thing, bulletproof coffee too. But how we can describe a bulletproof thing? I was looking for a good definition, and I found this one. So bulletproof describe an object as being indestructible. Describes an object that never stops working. This can describe an object that perform better than all the products. So how we can build APIs to be indestructible? How we can build APIs to perform better than other products, and how we can build APIs to never stop working. So to build APIs to never stop working, we need to map our failure points, our possible failure points, and we need to map our possible failure moments too. So to do this, I would like to introduce two traffic patterns. In a data center, we have different directions of traffic. The first pattern that I want to talk is the east-west traffic. East-west traffic will be the traffic that never goes outside from our data center. It's the traffic between APIs and services, and between APIs and databases. So looking at some example, I have my service 1, and I can have a service 2, and I do a communication between service 1 and service 2. I can have a database too, and I can communicate with this database, and the communication goes to the left, to the right, and the right to the left in a horizontal way. This is our east-west traffic inside a data center. The second traffic pattern is the north-south traffic. This traffic is the traffic that came from outside of our data center and go back to outside of our data center. So we'll be the user interacting with a web app, and web app will interact with our internal services like our APIs, like our database, and these internal services will perform some east-west traffic, and after our job done, we return an answer to the user. So it's a vertical traffic. So think about heavy traffic. Today we have a lot of virtualization. We have a Dockered systems. So our heavy traffic today is in EastWest Traffic. It represents 80% of our traffic inside a data center. So this is why today I will cover only the EastWest Traffic. I will cover only the traffic between APIs and database, between APIs and cache layers. Maybe in another time you can talk more about the North-South Traffic. So, okay, we know where, but we have to know when. When our possible failure moments. To build bulletproof APIs, we need to map when it is our possible failure moments to recover quick as possible. So if I'm trying to call external service and don't receive an answer, maybe you are facing a momentary failure. But I decided to divide this part into 3 different moments. So the first moment will be now. It's a now failure. If my call to an external service is taking too long, maybe I'm facing a momentary failure, a temporary failure. So this will be our now failure. How we can detect a null failure? A good way to detect null failure will be using timeouts. Timeouts can help us to preventing cascading failures, can help us to fail fast, and can help us to identify quick as possible possible critical failure. But we have to set good timeouts to work with them. So how we can do this? Like Ben Christian said, humans should not be involved in setting timeouts. So how we can do this? How we can set good timeouts? A good approach to setting good timeouts is using percentiles. We use percentiles a lot inside global.com. And percentiles is a sample of ascending ordered values that we can divide into 100 parts. To calculate a percentile, it's quite simple. I have some numbers. I have only 10 numbers because my slide is not so big, so I will make a approach value. And I have some blue numbers, and my 8th blue number is 497. We can imagine these numbers as a response time for our external dependence. So doing a simple math, I can define that 70% of my requests is under 493 milliseconds. My P99 is about 953 milliseconds. I can have 50% of my requests too. So using this approach, we can have a good reference how to set a good timeout number. So, okay, I set my timeout. I receive an error, but how can I have sure that is a single failure, is a null failure? I have to test this. So this will be my second time window, is a more than null failure. So if my percentile, my P95, is near from my timeout value, and only 5% of my requests can be above this number, will not cost too much. Try again. So we can use retries. Retry mechanism is a powerful mechanism. We can get a success. We can have a success after a single failure, and most important, we can have sure how severe it, how critical is our failure. We can test this, but we have to do this carefully. We have to set our No, our max attempts, because I cannot try again forever. I can flood the external service. I can create a worse situation. So I have to check. I have to set my max number of attempts, and we have to use backoffs. Backoffs will be the interval between each attempt. I can use exponential backoffs. Exponential backoffs will be an option that between each attempt, my interval will increase. My value will increase a little bit or double the number. Or I can use fixed backoffs. But we must use backoffs. It's a good practice. And with this, we can identify how severe, how critical is our failure. I put some example here. This is a retry example in Elixir. We use Elixir inside global.com, in some APIs, in web media platform. And with a single line, we can set our retry. We can set our delay, our backoff, and we can set our max attempts. We use the Tesla as a good HTTP client, so I put the link here. Okay, so I have my timeout properly configured, and my retries isn't working, so maybe I'm facing a long now failure. Maybe I'm facing a worse situation. So remembering that our definition from Bulletproof, our APIs should be indestructible. Our APIs should never stop working. So for this, I would like to talk about circuit breakers. So circuit breakers is a powerful mechanism. We use circuit breakers in complex electrical systems. We use circuit breakers in aircrafts, thanks God. And circuit breakers can help us to give another way if everything is burning, and we can stop to call a single dead dependence. So to explain how a circuit breaker works, how we can implement a circuit breaker in our system, it's quite simple. I have a function. I can choose a function to wrap this function with a circuit breaker mechanism. This function could be external call, could be a database call. You have to choose a critical function in our API and wrap this function with the circuit breaker. And I will start monitoring this function for errors. So circuit breaker starts looking for errors. And if my threshold number was reached, the circuit breaker will change the stage. Threshold is the max number of errors in our window time. I will show some configurations with a circuit breaker. So remember this, a threshold is a max error number in our window time. So if with my circuit breaker is in an open stage, I will start monitoring again, looking for some success confirmation. If I get a success confirmation, I will alter the stage of the circuit breaker to the previous stage. So just a minute. So I have an example. This will be my circuit closed. I have a service here. I have external dependency number 1. I have a cache layer, the simple service. But I have all dependencies working well. Everything is good. Everything is online. So I have my circuit closed. It's a closed stage. So my external service number 1 start to receive a lot of errors, and my threshold was reached. So I will stop to call this dead dependence. So I will alter my circuit breaker to open stage, and I don't call this dependency anymore. I will start monitoring, looking for success at this time, but I don't call this service anymore. In a worse situation, we can have a fallback. Fallback could be a default message. If you imagine my external service number 1 is down, my cache layer is down too, so I can give a fallback to my clients. I can give a default error message, I can give a default JSON message, or maybe if you have a true or false API, you can deliver true for everyone or false to everyone. So looking some code example, this is a circuit breaker example using the Fuse library. Fuse is an Erlang library. You can use Erlang inside Elixir. And the first pattern will be the threshold. So my max error number. And the second will be my threshold interval, is my threshold time window. And the third will be the reset after param. This will be my success window. So if you have a success, I have 5 seconds to confirm that my external dependence is healthy again. So the last option here is an option from Fuse library. Is if you want to monitor only for a single exception, like an internal service error, or I don't know, maybe a HTTP not found error, you can count this error with the single exception. This is an option from the Fuse library. So we saw some techniques, we saw some approaches, but how this can work in the real world? How can we offer a good experience for the users trying to access our products using these techniques, using bulletproof APIs? So in 2018, Global was preparing to offer a World Cup transmission. It was a free transmission to all over the Brazil. But this time we changed the rules. We asked for users to make a login before to start to watch a match. So we are very concerned about our streaming audience. To share some numbers with you, in 2006 we have 44,000 of users watching global.com streaming. And 2010 we go to more than 200,000 users. And in 2014 we passed the 500,000 users watching. So in 2018 we are working a lot to provide more resilience, because we know that the traffic was growing exponentially because of a smartphone, because of smart TVs, and because of internet access growing a lot. So we start working in our authorized API. This project have a single responsibility: receive a video, receive a user, and decide if a user can watch this video. To do this, our authorized API have to communicate with 3 different APIs, and authorized API have a cache layer too. But this is very critical in our platform, because if our authorized API have a problem, nobody can watch a video. Not even a live video or a VOD video, not even at all. So to share some numbers about our authorized API, This match was Brazil against Costa Rica. It was in June 22. And at the 0 minutes, at the 5 minutes, we have 0 users rescued by our circuit breaker. At the 6 minutes, we go to a single user rescued. And at the 7 minutes of match, we have more than 2,000 users. And at the minute 8, we go to more than 7,000 users rescued by our circuit breaker. And at the minute 9, we go back to only 2 users. And at the minute 10, we have 0 users rescued by a circuit breaker. So looking by this graph, we know we can have an idea that how many users didn't suffer any impact to watch a match in World Cup. So our practice, our approaches, and our implementations to using retries, to using circuit breakers, to using our percentiles to set good timeouts. All of this offer a good experience for the users. So I have more numbers to share. This match was Portugal and Spain. We have a lot of audience in this match, maybe because of Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know. And my blue number is my throughput, is my request per minute number. So we have a lot of users trying to start to watch this match. And at the 0 minute, you have 70 users rescued by our circuit breaker. Because, like I said before, we depend from another different APIs. We depend from billing API, users API, so we cannot take a simple decision to say yes or no. So we have 70 users at the 0 minutes, and at 8 minutes we go to 600, and at 24 minutes we go to 444 users. So we have a substantial number of users that didn't suffer any impact again. So this is our numbers from one of the match that we have a lot of audience. This match we have a lot of audience too. This match, it was Korea against Germany. I think that what Brazilians was watching Germany with some angry, so we have a lot of audience in this match. And my graph on the top is my throughput. So I have some spikes in this graph. In 63 minutes, we have 34,000 users trying to watch, and at the 64 minutes, the number increased more than double. We go to 86,000 users. So at the 65 minutes, the number decreased a little bit, and at the 66, my number decreased a little bit. And on the bottom, I have my P95, my percentile 95. Was around 120 milliseconds. So if I set my timeout near to this value, if I perform a retry with 2, 3, or 4 attempts, maybe I can get a success before 1 second. So I can send an answer to the client spending less than 1 second, and before he tries and recover for a null failure, and user again didn't suffer any impact with this. So with this work, our teams working together. We have a lot of teams in web media platform. We reached 1,200,000 simultaneous users in World Cup. I think it was the match in Argentina, because Brazilians don't like people from, no, not people, but don't like the Argentina team, football, soccer team. So this is our new record. We are very proud of this number because our teams work very well. We are very proud. So talking again about global.com. Global is in constant evolution. We have a new challenge every day. We have a new challenge with Global Play. Is our OTT platform that was growing exponentially. So we are looking for talented people to join with us. We have open positions. We have an office in Rio de Janeiro, and we have another office here in São Paulo. It's a small office. It's new, so it's a small office yet, but we have another office in Porto Alegre, and we have an open position in different areas of company. So I would like to invite you to enter in our website. It's talentos.global.com. And my second invite will be to our open source website. We created this website in last year. And this website, we have some projects listed. Big project that Global use in production, like Chisuru, like Tambor, like Clapper. So we are planning to do another Hacktoberfest. So click it, so visit our open source website and stay tuned. I put some reference here. I will share my slides before this talk. Yeah, and I would like to say thank you for your time.